Lawyers for the Arts South Africa held a financial and estate planning workshop for creatives on Friday. The workshop empowered creatives across various industries by equipping them with the knowledge and tools needed to secure their financial futures and protect their legacies. Participants gained expert insights into estate planning, financial management, and long-term wealth protection, critical areas often overlooked in the creative sector. I'm now joined by LASA CEO Lerato Moloi. Lerato, very good morning to you, and thank you so much for joining us.
Morning, Katlego, and thanks for having me.
It's an absolute pleasure. So, you were once a creative yourself. Just maybe briefly highlight that journey for us from creativity to legal.
So I've been working in the creative industry for the past 15 years as an editor, film TV editor. So back in 2014, 2017, I used to work for a production company for about 4 years. And in 2017, they refused to pay me for 8 episodes that I had edited for them. Yeah. And I couldn't get any legal recourse. You know, I went to the CCMA. I couldn't get any assistance from them, went to legal aid. Legal aid did not even have the capacity to assist me with my matter. I went to Labour Court. Labour Court couldn't assist up until my matter prescribed, and you can't claim anything after 3 years. So that was a push for me to go study law so that I can be able to advocate for the rights of creatives, because I saw that the challenge that I encountered at that time, it's not just only unique to me, but many creatives are going through the same things, and there are too many injustices. Why is the industry not regulated, and so forth? So that led me also to start this organization called Lawyers for the Arts South Africa, so that we advocate for the rights of creatives. And Lawyers for the Arts South Africa, what it does as well, it's trying to bridge the gap between creatives and the legal profession by providing pro bono legal services to qualifying creatives. So we host workshops where we want to capacitate creatives and teach them about their legal rights, because if one understands their rights, it's not easy for them to be exploited, to be taken advantage of. So we've been doing this work for the past 5 years now.
That's very inspirational. I mean, you speak about the challenges that you experienced for you to come up with such a beautiful initiative. What do you often see in terms of young creatives coming through your doors and asking for assistance as primary challenges that they face?
So the primary challenges that they face have to do with contracts, you know, because everything starts with contracts. You know, they get exploited because many of them want a breakthrough. You know, they end up signing skewed contracts that don't favor them most of the time. So hence we offer services such as reviewing of contracts, and we encourage them not to sign contracts before. No one should put any pressure on them. They should first come to us so that we can review contracts, but we can't even, we can only advise, but not tell them what to do. So it will be up to them, but at least they will get into agreements with a bit of sound knowledge, you know. So that's what we do as an organization.
And it's not only a legal advice that you give, but you also tailor-make a few financial and estate planning for many of these creatives. Do you think that we take for granted having an employer to give that structured benefits of retirement savings and medical aids? Because quite often we see how creatives, many of the actors and actresses that we see in the industry who pass on not having left anything in terms of financial for even their loved ones to bury them. Do you find that because it's such a free industry and how people are able to do as they please with all the money that comes to them, instead of having structured plans, we do take for granted what an employer can offer for an employee in that sense?
So in terms of, so the workshop that we did on Friday was our first workshop, which we want to continue as a series of workshops where we educate people about financial literacy as well. So what we've realized is that creatives normally don't consider their work as IP that can fall within their wills, for example. So what we are trying to do here is just to get creatives to organize themselves as well, because we see that the industry is not regulated, no one is doing things for us. But how do we make sure that we use platforms that Lawyers for the Arts, for example, is giving creatives to be able to talk to people who are in the finance space, to be able to get their budgeting and taxes in order? How do they make sure that they come to lawyers for the arts so that we can be able to advise them in terms of wills and trust so that their beneficiaries can be able to benefit once they're gone? Because we're not just only planning for the now, we need to plan after what happens, because of your beneficiaries can still be able to benefit from your royalties, whether you are doing music, whether you are doing film, art, or designs. You know, your beneficiaries can still be able to benefit as long as we can be able to organize ourselves and be able to have wills. One does not require to have big assets to have a will. Hence, I'm now trying to bring it to creatives to say that your intellectual property can still fall under your will. Yeah. We've seen families fight over small things such as your bicycles and anything, you know. So how do you make sure that your beneficiaries get to benefit from things that you have drafted or structured in your will for them to be able to benefit in future as well?
You speak of the workshops that you held this last Friday. Do you find that more and more young people are responding to wanting to get this knowledge and this awareness?
So in terms of young people, we didn't have a lot of young people at the workshop, you know, but we want to encourage young people as well to participate in such conversations, because for one to have a will does not require one to be an elder, but young people as well should be in these conversations. You know, not so long ago, we came from a film festival and there was a young man, I was talking to him regarding him drafting his will. He was like, no, Lerato, I'm still young. I'm not going to die anytime soon.
Yeah.
You know, and it was a concern for me, you know, because death visits all of us at any time. So how do you make sure that your affairs are in order? How do we make sure that we teach creatives as well, young creatives, to not to be vulnerable, not to be exploited, you know? They should start being part of these engagements so that they don't get vulnerable and be exploited in this industry.
I mean, speaking about such misconceptions, what would you say are just those common barriers or misconceptions that prevent creatives from engaging in proper estate planning and financial planning as well?
It will be, like I said, creatives, it's just that, you know, there are too many, we can't even say barriers, you know. How creatives as well, like I said, we need to organize ourselves. You know, creatives have, for example, challenges in terms of financial literacy, challenges in terms of having legal knowledge as well. As I had mentioned before that, you know, once one knows about their rights or financial rights, they will never be exploited. They will be able to monetize from their craft, you know, and be able to structure their businesses well and be able to have wills and trust in place. So barriers will mainly be financial literacy and them having legal knowledge to be able to thrive in this creative industry.
And it's very important for them to equip themselves. I mean, there are so many of creatives that we've seen that have gone and been exploited in so many ways. You are hosting other workshops, and this one is particularly in drafting wills in the next coming days.
So it's not a workshop.
Okay.
So Lawyers for the Arts South Africa has partnered with the Law Society of South Africa.
Okay.
So Law Society of South Africa has a national campaign every year where they give all citizens an opportunity to get their wills drafted for free. So they have law firms across South Africa participating, willing to draft free wills for creatives. So my request for them when I partnered with them was that I've seen a lot of creatives not participating in such initiatives. So how do we make it now accommodative for creatives as well to participate? So they've given us an opportunity for creatives as well to participate in this incredible initiative. So from the 15th till the 19th of September, creatives can book sessions with law firms. We can even share information on our socials so that they know which law firms participate in this initiative so that they can go get their wills drafted for free as well.
All right. Lerato, thank you so much for your time. And I think this is so important, especially for those within the creative industry, to be able to fix their affairs, be it financial or legal. And it certainly are services that are needed in this sense. Thank you so much for your time and for joining us today.
Thank you, Katlego, for having me.
All right.